This is the Alliance Dispatch. Do you read us?
Welcome back to another episode of the Alliance Dispatch. This is definitely the first time I've said that today. My name is Danny, I'm Dispatcher number 1, and I am here with some new faces. If you've not seen our short content, we've got Dispatcher number 2, Stephen, who is here every week. I say every week, whenever we feel like it. We've got Dispatcher number 4, let's not get this wrong. That is Michael. And then we've got Dispatcher number 5, Jaimee, in the corner. King Charles couldn't make it. I think he had a prior engagement. Guys, how's your week's been? It's a Saturday. It's sunny. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Watched the Chelsea game today. That was pretty nice. Nicholas Jackson, couple of goals.
We banned him from football chat, and he's
we
immediately
gave him one prior instruction, man.
Yeah, I did see two of the goals in the Chelsea match today. Actually, while I was in the pub. So yeah, they kicked the ball in the net.
They did.
Big win.
Big win. So we've got a couple of things on the old agenda today. We're going to just talk about what we're going to take to our third and final showdown. I might go to a fourth, but I'll have my playset of Lady Proximas, and that's really the goal of this showdown season.
Oh yeah.
Considering how bad the championship promos are. I checked them on Card Market walking back on Thursday. You can buy a complete set of all 4 cards for about £60.
Really? I saw a bloke selling his champion one for like £7. I was like, no way. But maybe he's undercut himself quite significantly.
Maybe. This was just cheapest dollary-do amount on Card Market, so it's not necessarily English either, but not including shipping, about £80, which is a fair price. £60, which is a fair price because those cards are ugly and useless.
I can't imagine paying £60 for them. I just don't need them, man.
No. Even though you've got a set, which we'll get onto.
Oh, yeah. Ours were free.
Ours were free. So starting with the Athena Store Showdown, which was happening on the 28th of the month, next Saturday. It's Saturday today, as of recording. Stephen, what are you taking?
As probably no surprise, I am 90% certain I'm going to take Air Boba, my yellow-red, all spaceships, and a bit of burn in there as well. I got to the final of the winner box with it. I went 5-0 at Alpha Games in the Swiss with it. I've played it loads online. I know where all the little combos are, and it catches people out. So I'm probably going to play that. The only thing I really hate playing against is double yellow Boba and blue Han. So
everyone hates playing against double yellow Boba, though, so you're not alone.
True. But if I don't play it, it will be green Boba.
Sure. And you are the definition of taking a deck and kind of running with it. You did it in set 1, you've done it again in set 2. I got some pretty reasonable results out of a deck which arguably tier 3 maybe, Air Boba?
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, you can deal with it pretty quickly. I've had to specifically build my sideboard just to deal with Snoke. So if someone has Snoke, multiple Snokes, if they have 3 Snokes, I just hard sideboard and put all 10 things in. But
is that just like you can't even pick out the dragons or anything because you're not playing blue, are you?
2 Palps, 2 Fennecs, 2 bombing runs, 2 swoop down, and then daring raid as well. Palp just gets rid of him. Fennec just gets rid of him.
Yeah.
Swoop down. I can swoop down with something and damage him. Yeah. Bombing run can take some damage off him, and then I can daring raid or open fire.
Yeah.
There's lots. I have stuff to deal with Snoke.
Yeah.
In my main, but if they have more than one, then I need to sideboard it and all that extra stuff.
The extra.
Yeah.
But luckily, we bullied blue out of our store quite convincingly. And even this weekend, all the blue was hero blue, and they can't play any of the good stuff. So,
I was going to say, have we bullied that out?
We try.
Has it not crept back in for?
I think not to the scale it was in. Like there was an endemic, I would describe it as, where it was
Hmm.
you couldn't go a night at Athena without at least 2 blue-green villainies.
Yeah.
But now
it was poor.
it's manageable now because bullying works, and that's what's important.
It is important. But I don't even think people have really played Blue Green Villainy Set 2 at all. I think I've played Kira once, I think. Maybe.
You're the issue. It's actually you now.
Yeah,
You could
maybe.
come
I mean, that deck is like wildly expensive. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not cheap. It's like, an easily a 300 quid deck plus.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty reasonable
Luke-
deck not to have access. Most people
Yeah,
don't have
Luke's
access to.
played it.
Mm.
Yeah, Luke's played it. Michael, you did Hondo, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was alright. It was
Yeah.
alright. Oh, going out of focus there.
Oh,
It's done.
that's what you get. That's what you get for playing blue green.
Yeah. Become a nameless face.
Yeah.
But are you going to play Hondo on Saturday?
Hell no.
No.
No way.
No.
No way. God, blue green villainy is just it doesn't align with me. Hero blue, sure, bit easier.
You're going to stick
So
with the
that-
Ray then?
I don't know, possibly. It was quite fun. Can you remember when it was before the end of the run of like set 1 and I brought that red blue Cassian deck?
Yeah.
It was practically just that Ray deck, wasn't it? But then just had a little bit of red in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Cassian, like, what the fuck was Cassian doing? Not much,
Nothing.
really.
No.
Drawing me a couple cards here and there, but yeah, the bombs were just Obi, Luke, and all that sort of jazz. But
Yeah.
this is pretty much that, but you have a bit more of a consistent hero.
Yeah. And you get
A lot more
pillage, right? Oh no, that's red.
No, that's red.
Red.
Yeah, that's red.
Just my brain every time I sat down versus a Ray and I played a yellow Ray and a blue Ray, and both times I was like, no, I can't wait to get pillaged here.
Yeah, I remember
Literally.
hearing you say that.
Yeah,
to,
it was literally never gonna
Ollie.
get pillaged.
You're just
But
like, oh,
still,
you pillaged me.
I've just got PTSD from being pillaged. Like it's
Well,
really,
it was
feels
quite a
really
big deck,
bad.
wasn't it? It was a big deck right at the start of Set 2's release, I feel. Like Red
Yeah.
Ray was
Yeah.
you couldn't play a game with a card in your fucking hand. It was like,
Yeah.
oh brilliant.
It's like,
This
oh,
is
it's turn 3. I need to discard 2 of my 3 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this game.
Yeah.
And then
It was
like
a deck,
next
like,
turn,
I
it'll just
remember-
be like pillage number 2, and you're like, great.
Oh, great.
Weave some force throws in there, so I'll take damage for the privilege of losing my cards as well. It's
Mm.
like brilliant. When it first came out, I remember saying to Michael it was the deck that I genuinely thought was going to be the biggest problem. Like
Yeah.
because it took a little bit longer than everything else, I think, for everyone to figure out how to beat it.
Yeah.
So like just every game you're like, what am I supposed to do? I haven't got any cards, man. And
Yeah.
any work I've done is undone by Ray healing through every turn.
Yeah.
But now I think everyone's kind of got used to how to beat Ray.
Yeah, I think the only
Five
games that
times.
I lost against Ray on Thursday were ones where she managed to like swing once or twice.
Mm.
Because like healing for 3 or 6 mid games, really, really good.
Yeah.
She's quite easy to deal with as a leader unit because even if she doesn't get a swing up, you can get damage into her usually without losing a unit because obviously
Yeah.
she comes out on
2
2/6.
damage,
Like,
yeah.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, 6 is so easy to deal with. If she was a 2/7, she would be really, really good. I think.
Well, it's because
they
she's
go up
6 on
to
6 as
3/8.
well.
Yeah.
Like 6 on 5 is fine. Like I love Bosk being 6 on 5, but 6 on 6
Yeah.
is just yeah.
Yeah,
not-
by that
not-
point, I've got Boba Fett with his armor on. And he's like flip Ray. I'm just like bonk,
Yeah,
and I
that's
take
tough.
no
That-
damage back because Boba's armor's
She doesn't do anything back.
a
Yeah.
very balanced card. So after all of that, what are you taking to Athena?
I'm in the middle. I'm like a 50-50 right now. Maybe 55-45.
45.
Yeah. I really like playing Blu-ray. That was quite fun. I don't know if we got it in the last recording, but I mentioned it. It was very like the. Oh no, we did get it. It was like the red blue Cassian deck that I played in the first run of set 1. So that was yeah. It was quite nice playing like a more
Nostalgic.
top end. Yeah, it was nostalgic, and also playing like a top end is pretty nice as well. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning into the Blu-ray because it's more enjoyable. Well,
And
I
if you
think more
don't, I
enjoyable.
assume you'll go with Sabine.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But when you
If-
don't want to
if-
count past 6, because that's obviously as high as you can go.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe I'll give it another go at the weeklies on Thursday, and then if I have another
Yeah.
good run with it,
If you only lose to Yellow Boba, then you're fine, aren't you? Really, like
yeah,
you won't play me again, surely.
hopefully, yeah. Whereas like the Sabine, you have so many more answers to it. It's just like anyone could shut you down. They just see you flip Sabine, and they're just like, oh yeah, force choke.
Yeah, it's super interesting with Sabine, right? Because she's also a really good deck, but never wins. Always has a lot of people playing it. Controls, without Sabine, the meta would look completely different in terms of like mid-range and control decks. But she never wins.
No,
really weird,
she's normally up there in that top percentile, but
Yep.
yeah, she never takes it for herself.
Poor girl. Jaimee, Jampot, even. What are you?
Get it right. Come on now. Branding.
Yeah, branding. What are you taking to Athena next week?
I'm probably taking an almost identical Bosk green to what I took at the showdown I won on Saturday. I think I've changed like 2 cards. Swapped Django out for Reputable Hunter, just because it comes off Bounty Hunter's Quarry, and Reddy's Toro. That's it. Bosk green. I'm sticking with it. It's the only thing I've got like a lot of reps on, and I think as much as like the other good meta decks are overall a bit better, obviously, I don't sit opposite many things and go, oh balls, I've lost this one. Like there's not many matchups where I'm like, can't win this at all. So yeah, I'm going with the Lizard Man.
And I guess it's fitting as well because you are a lizard playing a deck you've already won a showdown with.
Yeah,
man.
I'm
a lizard for playing the deck that I already run a showdown with.
I was going to say that was a bold claim from this man.
Yeah,
no,
I'll own up to it.
It is lizard behavior.
Yeah, as the short went, I'm a bit of a legend, and you're a bit of a legend. Like,
oh, thank you. Thing is, I get away with it because people don't sit opposite Bosk Green and Psy, so people don't notice that I'm doing it. Yeah. But when you do it, it's like, oh, what's this guy doing? Whereas I'm sat there like, oh, I hope they don't notice that I'm playing Bosk Green.
Yeah. What you need to do is put in some legal authority. No, it's not legal authority. What is the championship promo card with DJ?
Unrefusable offer.
You need to just slide some unrefusable offers out of color in there and just be like, champion.
It's funny because it's the one bounty that you can't double trigger as well.
Yeah.
So like, why would I? What was it doing? Why does that card exist, man?
It is a really cheap second chance if you can kill the thing. Yeah.
Well, I did actually play. I took a bit of a yellow Bosk list for a spin from. It was in the top cut of the TTI. It was actually quite fun. But that card in particular, of all the bounties, I was like, yeah, but I can't double trigger this. So what's the point? Like, that's the whole gimmick, right?
Yeah. Play
Ready
later
4 resources
after Bosk dies,
great.
like.
I think I did end up using it to like steal like Poe or something, and I was like, oh, this feels pretty good. But
sure.
The rest of the game does not feel good without Ramp and Barrage and Bounty Hunter's Quarry, because I think that's the best bounty, right? Like that'll the Ramp one.
Yes.
In Bosk specifically, not in anyone else.
The price on your head is okay in some circumstances.
Oh, and others, yeah. Bounty Hunter's Quarry is only the best one in Bosk because.
Oh yeah, unplayable garbage.
6 resource. Oh yeah, for 6 resource worth of units for 1 is
even when you just trigger. I remember in one of our games at the weekend, you showed Quarry, and you're just like, all right, I'm just going to draw 5, and I've got this like very mediocre card. It just doesn't feel good in that sense. But when you can double trigger it and draw 10 cards both times, like.
Doesn't feel good when you miss the trigger. That's when you're like, you want to scream and shout, because that is my previous experience with that card. But when you get the hits, yes, great, love it.
Yeah. We won't talk about Manchester because Michael will be happy about his 12th place or something. Look at that little face. As soon as you mention Manchester, he beams.
He's like,
33rd, still not over it. Still not over it.
Got that little pin badge sitting there somewhere. Give me a bloody.
Hasn't even looked after it.
No, but you've got the blue one, so you play double Blu-ray and wear the pin badge.
Yeah. Right on your chest.
Yeah.
Right there, just.
And then just don't shout about a week before.
Stab it through Ray's face on the card and pin it through the card.
Oh, but then what about the plastic casing? Just have to go
Don't
without
use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Raw dog.
Be a pauper. Yeah. Since we've kind of gone on to showdowns already. Now that we know what we're playing for our final showdown. Well, might be my penultimate. There is one in Colchester the weekend after Athena, and I'm like, well, it's only like 45 minutes from the train. I do like going and beating people up and taking their toys, so I might do that. So, going on from that, showdowns. We've not spoken about. Our last podcast was before Manchester, wasn't it, Stephen? I seem to think.
No,
we did one
last week.
Oh yeah, because I
Give them
won.
that.
We spoke about my win. I just want to speak
Yeah.
about it again. We won't, I guess. We went
It's
to
my time.
Alpha. Yeah, this is your turn. We went to Alpha Games on Saturday last week. It's a great little store. If you are in the Sutton/Bury St Edmunds area of the country, pop your head in. He's running tournaments every weekend, etc., etc. We had 18. We spoke about this earlier. 18 people.
19.
19.
'Cause
19
there was a
people.
bar.
So almost twice the size of the one that I played in the week before. So we had 10 at that.
Yeah.
Which obviously makes Jamie the better player because he wins bigger tournaments than me.
Correct. I'm glad you said it.
Wow. I'm old, man. I'm old. I'm
We're your prodigies. We're your takeovers.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, in that tournament, my cards won a lot of games and got further than I did because my cards made it to the finals.
That's true.
A third of Owen's deck, a quarter of Owen's deck were my cards. So
He handed me what to give back to you, and I was like, bro, you lent him like 150 quid or something. Like,
oh, nice guy. What can I say?
what can you say? Yeah.
Yeah. So to give a breakdown of the Swiss, I think it's only fair we speak to the winner of the Swiss.
That was me
It
with
was.
Air Boba. Oh, look at that
Oh.
celebration and all sorts.
Ah.
Oh,
Production
if I-
value is through the roof.
Yeah, we
It
can do
is
that.
Preloaded.
The
He's had
budget
that
is blown.
preloaded.
it is. But yeah, I'm a bit surprised I went 5-0. But I beat a Vader Ramp, I beat a Kira deck, I beat 2 Sabines, and I beat Blue Vader as well. So it was a nice mixture of stuff. So not like Aardvarks and Dragons, where I just played Sabines right up until the final.
Yeah, it's really impressive how well Air Boba does into Sabine. Like, it's got a very positive win rate.
Yeah, I think I possibly. I don't think anyone could just pick up Air Boba and beat Sabine, but because I have played it a lot,
and we do have 2 pretty good Sabine players locally.
Yeah, and I'd just like to get in the head of the Sabine player with the pass on turn 3, just watch their head explode.
Yeah.
But you have force choke. But something that I did at the weekend, which I kind of started doing on Karabast a couple of days before, is just making sure that I have initiative when Sabina's out, because then just outmaneuver, and then I can just smash face with tooled up spaceships and a Boba.
Yeah, and I guess the only ground unit that you're playing is Boba Leader, isn't it?
Yeah.
So once
and
you can't wreck a Boba Leader if he's got Boba armor on, or you can, but it doesn't do anything. So it gives you quite a good.
Yeah, and the dream turn is outmaneuver, put Boba out after I've outmaneuvered, stick an arm to the teeth or 2 on some spaceships, and then just swing for an obscene amount of points.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
That's the dream. But I've been tweaking and messing around with that deck as well for a good couple of months. I took TIE Advanced out this weekend and replaced it with Surprise Strike, just because I have quite a few Underworld ships in there, and Surprise Strike is just a bit more consistent. Like doing a Dark Raid, getting a TIE Advanced, and just having like Punishing Ones and the Black Sun Sentinel ship on the board. It's like, this is a bit of a waste. So I took that out and put Surprise Strike in, and that seemed to just make it a bit more.
You mean you're
beefy.
not putting all your bags into the let's play TIE Phantom and win with giving it loads of experience bucket?
No, people expect it now, right?
Yeah.
Like, you put TIE Phantom down, and then they just put a bit of a shit bunch of ship out and go, cool.
Yeah. I mean, because TIE
I'll do
Phantom's
that.
so good at just a 4-2, right, on attack with its raid. Like, you don't need to stick 12 experience tokens on it. It's funny. It's definitely funny.
I tend to I now leave it out there as bait. So I will have that out there, and then I'll have other ships, but then I'll put arm to the teeth on the other ships. So it's like, cool. You can leave the TIE Phantom if you want, or you can kill the TIE Phantom. That's fine. But I've now got a punishing one that's swinging for 5 and giving +2 to Boba.
Just don't pit arm to the teeth on mercenary gunship. That's my advice. That's my advice for everyone.
That is a terrible idea. But mercenary gunship. No one ever takes it. So, and if they do, I've probably got another 2 spaceships on the board at that top point anyway. So I'll just kill it. So,
or you just buy it back instantly, right? Like,
yeah,
it's incredible how when I first saw mercenary gunship, I was like, rubbish card, because I'll just nick it, and then it's like, actually, please do.
yeah.
Because it just kills your turn.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Swiss went really well. Felt confident going into the cut. Like, I beat 3 people that were in the cut.
Yeah.
But the one list I didn't want to play against came 8th. Yep. So Blue Han, and I just didn't have anything to deal with Concord Dawn Protectors when he had them on the board, and it slowed me right down. And by the time he had his Lukes out and Chewies and whatnot, it's like just kind of game over. I lost 2-1, so I did put up a little bit of a fight. But the third game just I didn't.
It's the Swiss curse. You know, you can't win Swiss and then go on to win the whole tournament. It's never happened. If you told me it has happened, you're a liar. Because
didn't it happen?
Damn it, I did it in Woodbridge the first time, mate. Don't mean to point it out.
You've lied. I don't know why you've lied. I believe you won that tournament. There's no way you top Swiss and then won the tournament. It just doesn't happen.
I went undefeated the whole day, man.
Playing Chirrut, your boy.
Playing Chirrut Red. God, back when the game was good, eh? Good times.
The game is good now, Jaimee. I just think you're very pessimistic about it.
Jamie's a set 2 denier.
I'm not denying. I like Bosk. I don't like what it did to Chirrut, man. I just want him to be viable again, but he's not.
No, don't worry. Set 2 makes him look like he's going to be real good. Set 3 even. He's
set
be
3,
real
he's
good.
looking like he'll get some resurgence.
Get some toys. Yeah.
Sold the showcase though, so it doesn't matter now.
Buy it back. Buy it back so it's cheaper.
Same bloke. I'll be like, sorry, man, I need this back.
Yeah, and then he'll be like, I'll sell it to you at half the price I paid for it. Why not?
Yeah, nice. What a lovely guy.
What a lovely guy. And you sold your Bosk showcase. Just keep your toys, mate.
Well, it's because the Bosk one, me and Michael share our collection, so it felt like it just wasn't fair if I used it all the time. And just like, I thought we were selling showcases, and it's like,
Ooh, well, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, sorry, keeping this one.
You could have bought it off him.
In hindsight, that's what I said. I should have just. Right? That's what I said in hindsight. I should have done. Is just bought it. But then that was around the time I was going off the Bosk, so I was like, fuck this guy.
Never go off the Bosk.
Never go off. No, never again.
Yeah. So obviously Stephen didn't manage to win. Jaimee did manage to win. So Jaimee, if you can just take us through the top cut real quick. Top 8.
Top cut.
4 games.
Top 8.
3 games.
I played you in the quarterfinal. They were good games. I think just the 2 games I won. Yeah. They were kind of ideal scenario for Bosk, right? Like,
yes.
It went as it should.
Just as a side, like something I've really come to notice over the last 2 weeks is like Yellow Boba really struggles against like double ramp villain decks. Like
100%.
When like, you know, every time when you're flipping Boba and I'm like, oh, here's a Darth Vader, I'm like, I might not win this game.
No. I think it's because you get the cards that come out, like, the only downside of Boba is that the top end is Fire Spray, right? But, like, one overwhelming barrage exists, and, like, all these fat units you get in green villainy, it's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, and I even, like, put in my change of hearts and stuff to, like, steal your mauls, and then you're mauling your own mauls, and...
Yes.
Yeah, it was, you know, they were tight, they were really close games. You know, if you didn't maul the maul, I had a hot shot waiting to blast you for 10 or 9 even, which would have clutched it, but... Maul
was definitely one of the carries of the whole day. I think, obviously, I mean, he always is, right? Like, I then went on into the Sabine semi-final, didn't use him once, obviously. Like, that game was just very low to the ground. I sideboarded in top target, game 2, triggered it for 12. That was kind of the end of that semi-final, right? Like, it was 2-0.
Yeah.
I was telling you guys earlier, he had a K2. I triggered top target on it, double triggered it with Bosk, and I went to full health. And then he did the 3 with K2, and it's like, okay, but we're on turn. We're on 6 resources now. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
And just to confirm, sorry to interrupt you mid-story, but you're just talking about defeating a Sabine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
no,
did this
fantastic.
Sabine player give you any aggro when you?
You know what, no, when I beat this Sabine player, they were absolutely fine. I did encounter this bloke in the Swiss though. It was the
Right.
last round of Swiss, and it was the last round of Swiss, right? And it didn't matter
Okay.
because we were both going to be in the cut. It was
Oh, sure.
interesting.
Yeah.
But game one, I force choked to Sabine when he flipped it, and I thought, oh, he seems to be reacting to that, a bit poorly. So I got a bit nervous, and then game two he flipped Sabine a bit early and put a dark saber on her. So I played Fangfighter, being the incredibly talented player I am,
You're
and
so
knocked the dark
good.
saber off. So good. And then the guy opposite, he just started fucking screaming at me. I didn't understand, man. This guy was just bellowing at me, and the whole store went quiet. It ruined the day for a lot of people, I think.
Did it?
I think
There's obviously our man here.
after that round,
Who
after
was
that
it?
round, over half the people from the tournament did leave.
They did, yeah. Last round of
Yeah.
Swiss, you sent them packing.
No,
Oh, no,
I don't
as
think it
of
was me. I
course-
think it was
as of course
I think it was
Michael.
the other guy. It was the other guy. Definitely the other guy. It definitely
No,
wasn't me.
he took it fine. He he was the only guy I lost to in Swiss, which was the other good thing. So I lost to him on Sabine, played Michael and kind of regained sentience and was like, oh, this is how you beat Sabine, right? And then played him in the semi, and then the final was against Owen, who beat Steven in the quarters. And Michael was watching. I got smacked game one. Bear in mind I'd beaten Owen in Swiss as well, and I thought I'd picked up how to do the matchup. And then I just got smacked around game one. It was the perfect. He played the early Poe, and I had to just put my whole board in to get rid of it. And then I just had nothing going. But then game two, the other complete sleeper in my deck that was the most value in that final 100% with Deathmark. Triggered it twice. You end the turn, you're 6 cards up, and then I just had all the toys in the toolbox, right? Kind of won that game a bit more convincingly once I double triggered it, because boss came out. I had every card in my deck in my hand at one point, right?
Yeah.
And then game three was a bit closer, but I don't know if I double or triple mauled him, but Maul just kept bringing it over the line. But I kind of won out of nowhere because I drew the Maul off of Deathmark that turn, or the previous turn. Didn't think I had lethal, and then he hit his hand into something and put his hand on 1 health. And then I had punishing one and Maul, and I was like, oh wait, all of a sudden I've got 9 damage to base here. It's fine. So that one definitely ended a lot. I wasn't I was in a good position to win. I had 4 units out. It was going well. But the turn I realized I'd won, I was like, oh, it's over. It's showdown champ. Woo.
Thanks, Overwhelm. What a great
Thanks,
mechanic.
Overwhelm. Yeah, really good mechanic. But yeah, they were really close games. I think I learned the most that day about the blue hand matchup because historically going into it, it's one of the ones I did not want to see. And then I saw it in Swiss and was like, oh, I've barely won it. But the games in Swiss were a lot closer. I'm talking one of the games I ended up by chipping Maul over the top for 1 damage on an Obi-Wan, and that was the 1 damage I needed. So yeah, it was definitely a tighter matchup. But in my entire Swiss cut, I think with decks I did not want to see. So I opened against Blue Krennic, and then 2 Sabines and Blue Han. I was like, in theory, this isn't what I wanted. But hey, the lizard's got legs, man.
Yeah. I mean, my Swiss started off with the person I was playing in the finals at Woodbridge the weekend before.
Yeah. Brian, I think his name is.
Yeah, Brian, an American guy. And I was just like, this is not how I wanted my day to start. I don't want to start with the finals from the week before. But
it's weird though, isn't it?
But
he had a terrible time, didn't he, that day?
Yeah.
He just
I only scraped through on a 3-2, finished 7th, I think, 6th.
I think that's the thing though with that Blue Han deck is it's obviously very strong, but it doesn't have a lot of tempo or tricks up its sleeve. It's kind of if you don't have the bomb unit to play a turn early, you're then kind of just playing oh crap, what can I take down? But against something that's got multiple units, you're just kind of I actually can't stop this because I haven't hit Poe or I haven't hit Obi-Wan early. I think it's very linear in how it plays, which is when it works. Obviously, it's really really good. There's nothing wrong with dropping Poe into Obi into Luke turns 3, 4, and 5. But if you don't do that, you're kind of sat there with can't do anything.
Yeah, and I think there needs to be a better replacement for Obi at some point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sure, that's probably the weakest card in the curve at the moment. And
I
I'm
think
sure
that
with all the new Jedis will sort out.
Oh, there's some disgusting Jedis coming.
Yeah, I think in blue, what we've got already, the Knight of the Republic is definitely better in my opinion. Just when it gets hit, make a clone. It's the same stats as Obi-Wan, but 1 health more. I just think it's
no Sentinel.
Better.
Yeah, he doesn't have Sentinel though.
Yeah, but they either hit it and lose clones, or you just have this 4 cost, right? That's just going in and in and in and in. They can't ignore it, but they can't really deal with it.
It'd be interesting to see whether or not, because one of Sabine's biggest weaknesses is bodies, like if all the tokens kind of push Sabine out the meta.
Mm.
Because like the way to beat Sabine is you just go under her, right? You just go so much quicker, so that when she's like going to turn floor to flip to play a Darksaber, you're like, but I've already got like 5 units, and I'm going to just like play 1 card, pump this up. Sabine's dead. Or like I did to Michael 2 weeks ago when I played Fifth Brother and then just put a Fallen Lightsaber on him. First action of turn 3, and he's just like, oh, I've not even flipped Sabine yet, and you've got like a 7-6.
Yeah, that was foul. That was really disgusting.
Yeah.
I think Shakti in particular helps it, like making the tokens hit for +1, right? Clone specifically, because 3 is obviously like a pretty good breakpoint for trading.
Yeah.
And if Shakti comes out the same turn as Sabine, then all your clones are all of a sudden in a position to kill whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think Droid's best though, because they're just 1/1. I don't think they're going to be able to like trade her board enough, if you know what I mean. And they can't outrace it because they are just little ones. But I think clones definitely have a bit of potential to kind of slow her down.
Yeah. What cost is Shanti?
She's a 4. She's a 4/3/4. Each friendly token gets +1/+1.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about
+1/+0.
Just think about Yolandon, the new Yolandon. Is he a 3?
Oh, Yularen, yeah, he's a 3/2/5.
So you can go Yolandon into Sharky and make your tokens 3/3s.
Clones then 3/3 on attack.
Surely you haven't played any clones then if you've gone Yularen into Shakti.
Yeah. Well, if you ECL Shakti out, she makes one. So then you ECL out, she's got 3/4. You kill like a Fleet Lieutenant, whatever. You've then got another 3/3 sat there, 3/3 sat there. Yularen's got restore 1. It's just, I think it all works quite nicely.
Just setting your board up to have that big turn, like when you ECL turn 4 and then turn 5, you're just like, right now I'll just.
Yeah, and if your turn 1 is Echo, for example, he's in a 4/4 also sat there with them all, or 4/5, sorry, with Yularen. Like, I think it all works quite nice.
I think the most interesting thing about set 3 is it's going to make all the Bad Batch characters from set 2 playable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because clones are actually going to be useful now, or having the same names is going to be better.
I was thinking Hunter is Omega. Bad. Hunter's bad, but I was thinking, is Omega going to see play? I think at the minute we haven't got enough clones in different colors yet that are good enough. Like at the minute it's red and green, right? Like the clone deck is looking like it's going to be red, green, Rex, or red, green, I don't know, whatever. Ahsoka maybe.
Well, maybe. But then you get
yellow and blue clones.
Yeah, but then if you're playing Django, for some reason, you could clone in. You could pay 4 for Omega to then play Crosshair. Use Crosshair's ability to ping 2 damage at someone, and then tap Django to exhaust them.
That's really good. Do you know what? That might actually be meta defining. I think you might have cracked the meta quite early.
My favorite thing this week have been people just copying me, trying to work out how Django's going to be good.
We posted it in one of our group chats with our friends, and they got all excited, like capital yeses, yes. And then like 10 minutes later, I just posted, I was like, in reflection, this card is dog shit. And they were like, oh.
I was literally just seeing them say that, and I was just like, are you guys looking at the same card that I'm seeing? It's like, this is trash.
You were coming to mind, weren't you, to pick up the binder? And I literally opened the door to Michael, and the first thing he said was, "What Django card's shit, innit?" Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. If you can deploy Django, put a Fallen Lightsaber on him, attack your opponent's base, do 1 damage to all their ground units,
he's not a force unit. He can't even do that. It works with. It works with Overwhelming Barrage, but if you're playing Overwhelming Barrage, you want to wipe things, not exhaust them all.
Yeah.
Like he's just bad, man. He's in the same exact same keywords as Boba, with 1 less damage and a shitter ability. Like, bro, that's his dad. Why is he getting outdone by his son like that?
Yeah. Oh,
which is a shame, because I think he was one that probably everyone wanted to be good.
Yeah, it'd be fun I think he will be good in limited and draft format.
100%,
because just slowing people down will be efficient, especially with all the battle droids, where you're just running battle droids into things and then exhausting.
But it's weird, right? Because he's yellow and slows the game down, but like yellow doesn't really have that top end, so you're kind of forced to really play him green, I guess.
Yeah,
because you want villainy things to get to.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's weird. If you can find a way to deal damage to the board through unit attack effects, then playing something like the way the Kylo deck plays, right? If you can find a way to just kind of keep swarming base, but then just maybe put 1 unit into something that's big and scary, like into a Poe or something, like maybe you'll get the tempo advantage you need by just delaying I just
game
don't think
enough.
it's. I just don't
Yeah.
think it's. There is. I just
The only
don't
thing
think
that
it
would
is
do
enough though.
is if there was like some sort of Sabine unit-esque unit for villainy, but you can do the 1 damage to anything. So like on attack, do 1 damage to another unit. That's alright, because then you can hit base, slow
Yeah.
something down. But like no one plays, was it Kinton Intimidator, which does the exact same thing. No one plays it. Like all they've done is given that ability to a leader, and I just don't think anyone cares. Like of all the leaders I've looked at out of the new set, I think that's the one where I was most like, I don't even want to try this. Like
It doesn't do anything interesting. Like at least with like Padme, not good, but has an ability to allow you to. It's kind
No,
of
I
like
think
Mon
I think she's
Mothma,
playable.
Cassian kind of like vibe going
Yeah.
on, where she can at least do the things she's trying to do. Where
Yeah, I think she's definitely playable. I don't think she's going to be, insane.
yeah,
But whereas Django, I think it's just if you're playing him, you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. Like just play Boba.
it's like playing Doctor Aphra, right? Like
100%. Like any
doesn't
Doctor
do-
Aphra deck isn't good because of Aphra. It's just good because the deck is good, but then you might as well just make it Boba or someone
It's
else.
the same with the blue Hondo deck, right?
Yeah, like you might as well just play. If that guy's watching this, sorry about this, but like you might as well just play real blue-green villainy, right?
Yeah, because you look at his deck list and he's got like maybe 8 smuggle cards in there, which he's getting 8 experience tokens from. Or you could just play Kira and have a good leader.
Kill their leader, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't mind Kira, I actually Bosk kind of eats Kira, so I hope Kira becomes more prevalent, if anything. That would make me happier. But we haven't got any of the so far. I mean, Dooku is a bit like that archetype, right? Like rampy blue green, I'd imagine we'll get. But we haven't got any of the new blue leaders for villain, so we don't know what the new problem will be this set. Yeah.
Yeah, because Dooku's green, isn't he?
Dooku's green and he comes out on like 8 or something.
Yeah.
7, sorry, he's a 7/5/8. But yeah, he's obviously got that whole ramp thing going on.
Yeah.
So he'll be really good, but we haven't got the blue villains yet. And historically, at least one of them will be something worrisome.
Yeah. Do you reckon one of the blue villains will be like Sheev Palpatine Chancellor?
That was my guess. That's what I thought we were getting on Django Day. No, I think that was my exact guess for Django Day. It was either going to be Mother Talzin or Chancellor Palpatine for blue villain.
Talzin.
But I was wrong because they went for the yellow. Because I forgot that they don't. Well, they don't count the starter ones, right, as leaks.
No.
So there was actually also a gap in yellow villain, which I didn't consider. So I'm guessing the next one will be a blue villain if they're doing it in like one of each.
Yeah, Talzin's a good shout. Talzin's a good shout for blue villain.
Because we got knight as a keyword, right? And then we've got. I think Alex from Athena was telling me that we've got 2 more keywords to come. So I assume it'll be Gungan and Geonosian because I can't think of anything else that'll be that. So I assume the other cunning yellow will be like Poggle the Lesser or something, and then that'll be that.
I don't think it'll be Gungan. I don't think they can sneak that whole tribe in unless it's only as big as like Wookiee tribal.
Yeah, it might not be huge, but I think because apparently that we were getting 4 keywords and we've got what so far we've got Knight and Naboo. It's the Clone Wars. It's got to be Geonosians, right? But I don't know what the other one would be.
Are they not counting Separatists and Republic in that?
I thought Separatists was in the first one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it was.
because there's a Dooku.
And
there's a Dooku
and
card.
Mace, yeah.
Yeah, not hugely prevalent, but yeah, they existed.
Sure.
Unless they mean they could mean we're building upon. But yeah, I assume we'll get like Poggle the Lesser and then like Talzin for the Knight keyword. But then I don't know what they do with the 4th keyword if it's not Gungan. I don't know what else there is in the lore at that point.
Good question.
You got Jedi, which isn't new, is it? No. Obviously it's not.
No.
Although a lot of the earlier Force units are just Force. So
yeah.
But no,
Yoda
and
Yoda's not a Jedi. Yoda's just Force.
Oh, he's just Force, isn't he? Because he's old boy.
Old boy Yoda.
I assume we're going to get a hero Yoda as well.
There's the art of him.
If we didn't, right?
He's on the mat art, isn't he? And he's on the box, I swear.
Okay.
I think. So if we don't get him, that's ridiculous. But I assume he'll be the other blue hero, maybe. Like a late game one, because he'll be one that comes out late, right? Like he'll be like a turn 8, but win the game. That's it. That's his thing. Flip Yoda turn 10.
Is there space for another green hero?
Yeah, so at the minute there's space for. I think next week, looking at what we've had, we're definitely going to get, as long as they're doing it in like a logical sense, we're going to get a yellow hero and a blue villain because we haven't had either of them yet. And then there's space for one of everything else.
Okay, so we've not doubled up yet.
No, we've only doubled up on the starter set colours.
Yeah, sure.
Grievous and Ahsoka have Mace and Django alongside.
It's crazy that we still got
loads to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the drip feed is real, isn't it? Like, 'cause we've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks today until pre-release for set 3.
It's really good. I think it's really good spacing, the Tuesday Thursday thing, because you're not
Yeah.
thinking about it as much on the weekend, but when you're like slumming through the week, you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Thursday. Check my phone at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Bang, Django Fett.
I
Killed
Well,
myself.
yeah.
I just watched that group chat for Jaimee to send them through, and I'm just like,
Yeah, me and Danny have got our finger on the
Yeah.
pulse.
Yeah.
The
Like,
second,
I almost feel like I've got an internal alarm that goes,
yeah,
it's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Sometimes I just get the feeling there's been a card spoil, and I open my Discord and I'm like, there it is. I'm
Yeah.
so dialed into the Matrix now.
Yeah.
What is everyone kind of like out of all the leaders we've seen? Is there one that anyone is like, I'm definitely running it?
Mole, 100%. Day one, Mole.
Mole.
Absolutely fair.
Mole.
I've already
Just-
pre-built a little more list. I was getting ahead of it. I was like, we've got
Absolutely
so far.
not. That's not my life. Wait until the whole sets come out, then build the deck.
Build some toys.
Yeah, and it's mostly because he has a leader ability that's impactful past his own deployment.
Yeah,
which
is
like
rare.
it's just
Very
really
rare.
good. Yeah. Like so many abilities. Like Kira springs to mind as another one that kind of has late game impact. But like Boba doesn't really have. As the later the game goes, the less impactful that one resource is.
Yeah.
And most of them just don't really do very much, right? Like,
I think, hear me out. Double red Maul with hunting Nexu. All right. The 4-mana 4/4 that gets +2 when there's another red unit out. There it is. There's the feasibility.
Mole
6/4
and
6/4
Wampus.
overwhelm.
he's
More
cooking.
than
He's
Wampus.
cooking.
Well, no,
what about
Wampus already
arms to
got
the
overwhelm.
teeth, mate? You got arms to the teeth, so you can get the next
It's-
two up to an
it's-
8.
Arms to the Teeth and Ruthlessness are in my pre-built Maul deck because you've got Overwhelm doing 2. Bro, I've cooked it already. Don't worry about
Yeah.
looking at lists. I've got it ready.
No, yeah.
We don't even need the other cards. Like I've got the list built.
Yeah.
Well, I built it in green because if you can ramp into Maul a turn early, you've won, right? Like, oh,
I'm
here he
pretty
is.
sure. Yeah. He's a 666 is me, so
I could just take the bounties out of my boss deck, make it Maul, and just put in some lightsabers, and that's kind of it. Like it's the same thing, but just better.
well, but if you want lightsabers, you want to play Grievous, because once you play 4
Oh,
of them, you win the game.
Exodia. God. All they've done is they've created possibly the highest value target in the game. Because the second that deploys, all you're looking at is going, how do I get rid of him as soon as possible?
But you don't even have to get rid of him as soon as possible, because it's like, oh, he's played a lightsaber on him. Cool.
Got
I'll
3
treat
more to
him
go.
just like any other upgraded unit. And it's like, oh, he's got a second lightsaber on him. Cool. Maybe I'll think about removing him soon.
Yeah.
He's got
Like,
4.
oh,
I've
there's
got-
a lightsaber on him. Well,
if you let someone get their mace, not their mace. If you let someone get their Grievous with 4 lightsabers on it, you probably deserve to lose.
You 100% deserve.
100%.
You've got to play shifty. You've got to put 2 lightsabers behind each other so your opponent can't keep track,
And
right?
then
You've
just
got
slide
to fit
out.
it.
Yeah.
And then like, oh no, he's got 4 as you reveal another 4 and like. The thing is, he doesn't get buffs from any of the lightsabers currently. Like none of them trigger anything special for him because he's not Force and he's not obviously a named character.
No, but he's a good body. You'll see him because he's a 3-drop 4/4 in red villain.
Yeah.
A blue
The only
villain.
other 3-drop 4/4 that I know
blue.
is the red one that has a downside because the bounty is do damage to a unit, right?
Yeah, the rebels, the rebel insurgents. There is another one as well, but I forget which. It's got another huge downside as well.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
right then.
I guess there is a lot of Sentinel in blue, right? So you can slow people down.
Yeah, but it just gets targeted, right, and dies.
Yeah.
Like, if you're playing against blue, it's just a rival's full, a takedown, whatever. Just name it. It won't survive. So
Yellow,
I don't think. You just bounce it, right? You just waylay it. You cantina. It's just gone. So you'll never have a Grievous swing and delete someone's ball down base. But you will see him as just like we see Kylo's tie, right?
Silencer, yeah.
Silencer, just as a really solid statted unit.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's just that it fills that turn 2 in villainy. Now they've got an option other than Power of the Dark Side, right? Not that they needed it, but now
they can't play
it's
Power of the Dark Side come set 3 anyway.
Yeah.
So if anything, they've just got the obvious. That will become the turn 2 from Blue Villainy where you go.
And I'm pretty sure it trades into almost like, apart from the 3/5s,
everything.
There are maybe 4 of, but it just kills everything else that you can play turn 2 now.
It's filled a hole that they didn't need filling in
which
Blue Green
the
Villainy.
3/5s don't do.
No, they don't. No, because they can miss the 4 health ones in each other, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah.
He's also a fucking huge, overwhelming barrage. Like step up, you know.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you drop him, get one lightsaber on in turn 3, and then turn 4 you can wipe whatever you want, whatever you please. You know, it's all gone. I think he'll become something that's quite annoying. You know, he's good, but like it's the exact kind of color where you don't want that to be happening.
Yeah.
Like if that was green or red, you'd be like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Oh god, if that was red, villain red might actually be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my big issue with him in blue is something that I've now forgotten. But I have an issue with him. Yeah. I've got.
I just think he's really good. I think I think blue villain he didn't struggle in that regard, and now they've just given like this fat toy. You know, like I think he'll definitely be like a staple for sure.
Yeah. Is he a legendary or a rare?
Yeah, he's a legendary.
He'll be a 20 quid legendary though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he'll be a decent one. Not a 5.
Be a nice mid range. Yeah, he won't be a Poe.
No.
No.
What do we think about Ayla Secura, the other legendary we got that day?
The only good coordinate card in the set.
I cannot believe you just said that one. Plo Koon exists, man. I'm actually furious.
Plo Koon is a lad as well. I think I've got him.
Plo Koon is the real one. The guy.
The real one. Here he is.
Whoa.
Here's one I made earlier. No, I don't have that.
That is just an octopus.
Deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
I think there's some good coordinates.
Ayla is great, and I played her loads in Destiny as well. She was a meta definer.
What did she do back then?
Was really cheap and paired with Rey. She had a point system. I won't bore everyone, but basically she was really cheap character that you could take in paired with Rey, and you could start the game with an extra resource because Ayla was so cheap, and her dice, and she could do reasonable damage. But you just had a really good like mid-range, equip lightsabers and beat people to death deck.
Yes, Grievous.
Grievous was not good in Destiny. He was very poor.
No. Well, he's got his resurgence now. I mean, the Grievous leader not so much, but the Grievous unit.
I think Grievous leader is fine.
He's a draft monster, though, right?
He's got four.
He's not a draft monster because he's in the starter deck.
Ah, crap! He's not a draft. He would be a draft monster. Yeah. So he's not. What is he doing?
Yeah.
To be fair, Ahsoka would have also been a draft monster.
He's much better than Gideon, though, isn't he?
Oh, I think Ahsoka and Grievous are miles better than the other two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gideon and Mando.
You might actually see them.
Yeah. I'm not gonna start my Gideon rant. I just think we're all missing something really obvious with Gideon.
Better Imperial.
I don't know.
Cards.
Better.
Yeah.
It's in the hand of Asmodee now.
Yeah. It's because green and red villain early game units are trash. They're all bad. You got Stormtrooper at 3/1 for 1. That's it.
Insane card.
And it's all crap up until the 5 drop where you can play Barrage.
Oh no, I'm a big fan of Dark Trooper. Now I've got 3 of them. I think it's like for what it's meant to do.
3/3 Sentinel, yeah, it's fine, but it's just cell block guard, which we had since set 1, like with an extra.
I thought you out and it gets bigger. Love that.
Sure.
Love doing that. Huge play. Redeem a bounty, and then I'm sat on like a 4/2. Insane.
Yeah.
I won't have anyone tell me otherwise.
Yeah. I just, you compare it to like Fights for Freedom or Kanan or something, like it's just nowhere near the impact.
Super Laser Tech, I'd argue, is a really good green one though. That is not for its unit side, but it is
for its
a somewhat archetype defining card. Like you're never sad to see that in your hand when you've got ECL up.
You are not. Thank you for finding the 2 niche circumstances which make my statement incorrect.
Yeah, you're wrong. These 2 cards exist out of 600 odd cards, right?
Apart from but the rest of them, rubbish.
The rest of them, yep.
Real bad.
I'll give you that. Nah, Dengar, actually, I can't have this slander of a boss player. Dengar is my only other.
As soon as you stop playing boss, Dengar's not good.
He's dog shit. Yeah, he's only good in that one. I mean, to be fair, the problem is my view is very slanted because all cards that are bad are great in Bosk, and then outside of Bosk, good cards aren't good in him. Like he's just a bit weird. Yeah,
like bounties, terrible cards.
Yeah, but when you trigger them twice, funnily enough, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, like the Death Mark, right?
Drawing 4 cards, insane.
Yeah, just play Command Mission Briefing, which is just pay 1 more, just a 3 to draw 2. and you don't have to kill a unit and mess around with the actions and all that stuff. And no one plays that card.
No. But suddenly when you're drawing 4, it's feeling pretty tasty.
Yeah,
When I've drawn 7 mauls off of it, lovely.
ridiculous. Right, I think, was there any set 3 cards that have jumped anyone's interest that you'd like to talk about before we wrap things up?
Artwork, I think the Kashyyyk Defender is the coolest one. Every time I look at that card, I'm like, that's cool, man. I love that card. Card itself is alright, but
artwork wise, New Sabine with the Darksaber. Or just a lightsaber?
I think it's just a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Her yellow lightsaber.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
That's
standout for
really
me
cool.
is the R2 unit. The R2 unit for me, I think Yellow Hero is just probably the weakest combination. I just think the R2 unit's really solid. I think it's a good start for Yellow Hero to not be.
See, I think
bad.
Yellow Hero units are fine. I think all their leaders are bad.
Yeah, that is a fair shout.
Apart from Old Han.
Old
Yeah,
Han.
what have they got? Old Han, Mando,
Jin.
Lando. I think Lando. Yeah. It depends how many smuggle cards we get in the future now with Lando, right?
Not many.
Yeah, not many from what we've heard.
Yeah.
Just gonna get one or
Developer
two
said
except-
capture's the only mechanic that's really being moved forward.
Which makes my heart sad.
Damn.
But yeah, I'm just looking through the card list now. There's nothing huge where I'm like, there's some obviously really cool cards, but there's nothing where I'm like, I'm building a deck around that, you know?
Yeah, apart from Yularen, like the new Yularen hero card is a deck defining.
Yeah,
really
Green Hero in general is weirdly looking like the winner so far, which is not what I was expecting. Because Green Hero, you don't really think about Green Hero, do you?
It's hero, right? You're playing
hero
double
and it's
green.
green.
Yeah, but
now you got Shakti, Yularen, Sakura, Rex, Echo. They're all bombs. Every unique character in Green Hero currently is actually really good.
Yeah,
and runnable. But no, those are my only thoughts. Kashyyyk Defender, cool art, win-win.
And goes in my Wookiee deck.
Goes in the Wookiee deck.
We need some Wookiee space units. 2-drop Wookiee space units. I want the little helicopter with the gun on the back. I need that as a little 2-drop, please. FFG.
The only problem with the Kashyyyk Defender is that he's a 2 cost that you don't want to play turn 1. That's the only downside because he heals another unit to do that damage to himself. So he's a weird one, but he's still cool.
He's statted alright though, isn't he? He's a 3/2.
No, he's a 2-mana 0/5 with grit. And then when played, you heal 2 from a unit and deal that to him. So he comes out as a 2/2/3 with potential to be more, and he heals something.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He's runnable.
It's a Wookiee. More triggers.
It's a Wookiee. Woo!
Whoop. Right. Either you two, anything jumping out at you?
I really like the art. Oh.
Just Maul and the art.
Just Maul. I was just gonna say I really like the art for Dooku. I think Dooku looks sick.
Yeah.
For his leader.
Yeah.
He's just looking dripped out, man. He's got his little chain on there, man, shining.
Dripped out. I've just suddenly realised there was one thing that I think Stephen mentioned that we should talk about, and that was PQs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're
and all the insatious drama. Because if we mention the PQ, we can get like a really sick thumbnail.
The PQ situation.
The PQ situation, like FFG realise they're at fault. Big arrow.
Or meet your future PQ winners and then into the podcast.
Nah, that's.
Well, no, because 3 of us are all going to the same PQ apart from you.
Yeah.
So
right.
Only 2 people in this chat can win a PQ.
Yeah, you can have first, second, third. Don't worry about it. You're worrying about details.
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
Okay.
We don't deal with that here. Oh, and you've got Jago, so you can have top 4.
Yeah. Okay. Deal. We'll do that. But yeah, the Americans, and maybe they're not all American, but I'm gonna. It doesn't happen in the UK. The only mention I've seen in the UK Facebook group about Planetary Qualifiers prizing is from Ollie the Asmodee guy, who's just retweeted the thing that FFG put out, being like, "We've heard your feedback and we will look into it."
I did a post in the big group and the UK group. I think a lot of and I know I've mentioned it to you guys, I think maybe some of the confusion has come where I don't think these are supposed to be 128 people tournaments. I think they've dropped the ball with that and said you can cap it at 128. And just the different stuff people are saying. Like some people are saying, well, it's a minimum of 64. It definitely isn't, because the one we're going to in Edinburgh, there's not 64 people at it.
It's
Yeah,
42, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, on the website, it says these are store level tournaments.
Hmm.
So, the prize support isn't really supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess that's what the step up is, though, because I guess every store gets a store showdown, don't they?
Yeah.
Where planetary
Yeah,
qualifiers are select stores get a planetary qualifier.
Mm.
And I guess that's the difference. I've only just kind of clicked that in my head. It's like, if every store gets a showdown, then... Because these aren't regionals. I thought these were regional level events.
They're not. Yeah, they're not. They're not regionals.
Yeah.
These are the smaller ones. And I think these are those store showdowns. I think people at the moment have been looking at those as like a store championship. But a store showdown's a casual event.
Yeah.
So it's probably more likened to like Friday Night Magic, pretty much that type of kind of aim. But yeah, planetary qualifiers. I think I made a suggestion on the Facebook page that maybe you cap them at 64. That gives more stores a chance to apply for them. You have, like, you could in the UK, you could easily in that 3-week period have 6, and they would all still sell out at 64. Like on a Saturday, you have one in London. On the Sunday, you have one in Cardiff. The next Saturday, you have Sheffield and Scotland.
I think that's what kind of throws the perception out there, right? Because in the UK, we've got 3. And obviously in the States, they probably don't have many more than that. I know there's not one for every state. They haven't got 50, have they? So
no. And there needs to be more of them.
Yeah.
Smaller cap, more.
And they've said that, or they've already said, didn't they, that in set 3, when they roll back round, there will be more of them. By the sounds of it, the rumblings are that we might get one in Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
No travelling for the boys for once. Let's go.
Travelling for the boys. But when you see them announced, right? There's 3 in the UK. Let's go, and you're like, oh, these are fairly rare, right? So maybe they are a high level event, and so I can see where the perception just hasn't followed through. Because until you looked on the website and went, oh, these are store level events, guys, I just assumed these were regional level because there was only 3 of them, and there was 1 in Scotland, 1 in Wales, 1 in England. So it's just kind of like
which makes it sound like regional, right?
Yeah.
So
it sounds very prestige as well. Like, you've got these 3. Good luck.
Yeah. But I think it's season 0. They're finding their feet with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make them smaller from season 1. I think they will change what the winner gets for season 1 as well. A straight up, just ignore the first day and go into day 2 straight into the cup. As good as that is, I think you mentioned it in a previous podcast. You could just you walk into day 2, lose your first game, and you're like, "Oh, cool! I've only played 1 game in this this whole weekend." Of like,
or I've not warmed up at all. And you can play side events or whatever, but
it's like the biggest Swiss curse going. Like, it's like worse than the Swiss curse. You rock up fully qualified. You're like, oh, I'm out. See you later, boys.
Yeah, because like historically in Destiny, you just got the first round. Like, you just got a bye round 1.
That's what happened in X-Wing as well.
Yeah.
You got a bye in the first round, and the first round was always like quite. I mean, it looked quite nice. I never got that bye, but it always looked quite nice because all those people would just hang out and.
And you can also just have your little scout round and just see like what the meta's looking like on the day, and just try to work out, how your day's going to go. It is nice to just not have to hit the grind straight away.
Yeah, I think they've had a bit of a wobble with these PQs. There are a lot of like really angry people about it.
It's like they've forgotten they play a children's card game, isn't it?
But
children's. No.
Oh yeah, kids play this game. Remember Pokemons? You don't. You weren't born, but
only 7.
This guy.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued. I'm really looking forward to Edinburgh. I think it's going to be a good laugh. I am interested to see what they are going to do when they say that they're going to address it. I've
Yeah,
seen
it feels
some
too short
ridiculous stuff
notice
people are saying. Yeah,
to fix anything, right? But
yeah, it'll be product. There'll be Store Showdown stuff left over. There'll be deck boxes and stuff.
sure.
I reckon maybe some of the content creator mats might get stuck in there. Maybe
Some of the
Yeah,
Fennec, some of the Fennec mats from the UK Games Expo and other Gen Cons and stuff.
There was an overwhelming barrage one as well, knocking around.
Yeah, that one's
Maybe.
that's the rarest one, I think.
I'm gonna
The-
rip
the
them up
barrage
if I
map.
see them. I'm gonna
Well,
cut them up if I see that
we'll
map.
make a
bro.
short of just setting them on fire.
sounds good.
That's
But
gonna
I
be the
think
flex.
that-
I'm gonna win every tournament to get everyone there is, and then just burn them.
Yeah. But I think I saw like one of the prizes at that big thing in Barcelona was an uncut sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like a framed like uncut sheet, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they got
Something like
hyperfoils as
that.
well.
Yeah. Something like that's cool.
And I like how no one had heard about that tournament until the day after it happened.
Yeah.
Curse us for not being Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't know. Go the other way.
No. But it's I just don't like people massively kicking off and moaning about something, which I can understand the frustrations, but there were some really over the top reactions.
Yeah, and it sucks that
it's gonna kill the game.
We all had to buy our tickets, a month ago because then they all sold out. And then, but you don't know what the pricing is, but also like, I don't care what the pricing is generally when I go to play in a tournament. Like, it's just nice.
Yeah.
It's just a nice to have stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
my view on it is just like you want to go in, you want to have like a more competitive scene than just like your showdowns and your locals. Like, I really enjoyed playing at Manchester. I thought that was a really sick experience. That's the first ever sort of like big tournament I've ever been to, and now just like sort of me like realizing that these are now like store levels. I'm probably not going to be as competitively invested in this compared to like when it goes to like regionals. That's my one only sort of like negative takeaway about it.
Yeah. Well, just just get sweaty. Just get sweaty.
Yeah,
At least
just like,
we're
I just-
all guaranteed our promos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good for you guys, I guess. Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
I definitely was not first 64 because they sold out like the day after. Me and Ethan booked ours.
Yeah.
The shopping cart like glitched, so we didn't even get a confirmation.
Mm.
So we had to email them, and they were like, "Oh, it did. Sorry, the thing gave us our reference because we were going to bring Luke and Liam,
Yeah.
and then they went to book, and they were like, "Oh, it's down." We were like, "Fuck."
Wow.
There goes that road trip.
I think like that sucks. The fact that they're saying the first 64 get
not just
promo card.
the top
Not
64.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think
just
that would
raffle
be fine
them.
if they'd have announced it first and then been like, "Oh, book now, first 64." That's fine. Like that's a very valid strategy, right? But after the fact, announcing these cards that you had no like inkling, because I didn't book mine instantly because I didn't think it was going to sell out, and like I was in no hurry,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
And the
surprised
fact
that
that
all three sold out.
Yeah, and the fact that it's quite unlikely that you're going to go to all three in the UK, right?
Yeah,
Some people are, from what
that's
I've
a
seen.
lot.
Some people talking. I think some people are going to at least 2.
Yeah, I looked into doing all three, but getting to Cardiff is very, very difficult and expensive. It
Could have
was
hopped in the Jaimee wagon for Sheffield.
yeah, that was easy. Sheffield was not going to be a problem, but it was cheaper to fly to Scotland than get even remotely close to anywhere near Cardiff.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think it was more expensive to get to Bristol than it was to fly to Edinburgh. So, and which isn't even in the same country.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's bollocks is what it is.
Yeah.
I've just got to get up at like 5 a.m., drive to Sheffield, lose, drive back.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful time. Yeah, so I think if you're one of these people who's lost their mind about tiny bits of cardboard, grow up.
You hear that, Michael? Don't lose your mind about bits of cardboard, okay? Force Choke is a fine card. Fangfire is a fine card.
Playing the game is one thing, but then crying about like your winners stuff, that's a different thing. Like, oh, it's not pretty.
I also like a lot of these people who are probably moaning aren't even good.
Yeah, you won't get it anyway, mate. Why are you crying about these top 8 promos?
I've not seen old Bobby Sapphire on the Facebooks reeling about the pricing issues. he's just going to win, isn't he? He's not worried. Like, you're only annoyed if you're not going to go in and win.
Mm.
Mm.
I think the only
That's
time, well,
true.
the one time that I've cried was when I came second, and then no one got anything. You know?
Oh yeah.
You
We don't talk
Can you
about
remember
that. Jay's not
We
here,
don't talk,
so
yeah,
we don't
Jay's
talk
not
about
here.
it,
We won't
but-
talk about it. But
we won't
that's the one and only time that I did complain.
yeah. I think that, the big giveaway about the level of events as well. I think the tickets were 15 quid
Yeah.
for the
Might as well not
showdowns.
cheap.
Like they're really, really cheap.
Mm.
Where regional tickets I would expect to be like around 30 and have better pricing, Adam, right? Like this would cost
Well,
the same amount
well,
as the showdown.
No, I swear this was 30 quid. The one that we're going to.
Oh, were they? Oh, they might have been.
Let
In
me
which
take a
case, that
look.
feels
It's
bad.
It's because it's got that qualifier name, right?
Yeah. Box in the hole, £30.
Okay, I did spend 30 quid on it. Right, now I'm mad.
Now you're one of the people crying on the cardboard
That's it.
30
I'm going to go and make a
quid for
Facebook
this.
post right now.
right now.
Yeah, it's not James
you guys,
Workshop, it's FFG Shop.
Yeah.
Have
it
you
was
guys
30
seen the
quid.
pricing for Mox in the Hole? Because Sheffield's doing this thing where when you get there on the day, you vote. There's two different forms of pricing, and you vote.
Right.
So there's light
Oh.
side and dark side, and the dark side you vote for that, and it's like much heavier, like weighted towards the top. Whereas light side is like a more even split of pricing between.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain there's like a bunch of product as well. Like I've
Yeah.
seen, like as part of the organized play kit, it's not
Yeah.
just those cards and things. There's
No,
gonna
there'll be
be
other things. Yeah,
Because
like, I
Leisure
think
Games
it's
is
top-
doing Sheffield, isn't it?
yeah. It's Patron Games.
Oh, Patriot Games. So
Patriot
I
Games,
mean,
something like that, yeah.
they're also huge. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
can imagine
voting
the
dark side pricing. Okay, if I
Obviously.
don't get it, so be it. Like, I'd
Anyone
rather.
who's voting light side are the people who aren't going to win, and
Yeah.
light side will win because of that.
Oh no, but me, I'm not going to come top 8 most likely. But like, I'd rather. I don't know. I just think if it's going to be a long day, you want it to be
But
more
if
hard
you-
fought. You know.
But if you do,
If I do, I want to make sure I'm getting gold and diamonds.
yeah,
with a tournament like this at this stage of the set, is product like a good prize?
I've never liked
I think
product.
a little bit. I like little peripheral things. Like I wanted the pin badges from Manchester. I like the little things that are just like cool
Yeah.
and unique. You know, like the
I-
little side
yeah.
cards and
I
stuff.
like getting product at the weekly. You know, getting a pack to
Yeah.
4 packs depending on your finishing. I think that's where product deserves to live.
Mhm.
But like, you know, London at the start of the game where they gave the winner like 24 booster boxes. It's just overkill. Like,
Yeah.
all
But
he
then
did
if you
was-
get it,
that's-
you're feeling pretty good. If you get that in your
Yeah.
arms, you ain't
Sure,
complaining.
yeah,
and
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
well,
Like, and he cracked it all and sold it. But if he had just waited another month, he could have just
He'd have
sold
been
those sealed
rich.
boxes for a lot more.
Well,
Probably.
well, that's what I said about
don't- like-
Manchester. I was like, if I got those cases, which is what the guy that won Manchester did, but I'm like, I'm just looking
Mm.
at those as money. Like you've just given me
Yeah.
600 quid in cash or whatever. You know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and you just sell them. But although the second set of products are really easy to get hold of, so they're probably only worth 80 quid a box anyway, which is still, you know,
Yeah,
a
and-
good whack of cash. So like, I'm not shying away at it, but
His wasn't a sealed case either, unfortunately. They gave
Yeah.
him 6 sealed booster boxes because if
Yeah.
it was a case, you can then sell it for a little bit. You know,
yeah,
get a healthy upmarket on it. But
yeah, because in Destiny days, I would just because they had like galactic qualifier tournaments which had like a prize wall, and for each game you won, you got some tickets, and you transferred the tickets into they're either like hard plastic leader cards or play mats or all, you know, just like tat, which I
cool.
love. Yeah.
I love Tat.
I love tat. And I used to just go to those quite a lot and just take pre-orders on like what they were called spot gloss cards. But like, you know, I'd go there with my shopping list of like 4 people who want these 4 spot glosses. So I'd already sold them as long as they hadn't paid me the money, but it was like, if I get it, I message them saying I've got it. They send me the money and then I'd post it to them the next day. And I just go through my list and you know, that's what I like. That's what I like to do rather than just getting product because it's a bit more difficult to.
That could be what they do for
To do it.
regionals and sector qualifiers,
Isn't
like
that
FFG.
isn't that what Yu-Gi-Oh does? You get the points and you could get the big fuck off cards. I think
I
that's
do.
how they do
Yeah,
it.
I know they
Yeah.
do a prize system, but I'm not sure what any of those prizes are.
One of them is just a massive card, like it's just like so
Nice.
they'll just take a card.
Yeah, and they
10
blow it
times
up.
Yeah.
That'd be better.
Well, one-way ticket to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
they
like you're
could
just getting like a
easily-
ticket to Switzerland. Like, yeah, here's your ticket to the Shadow Realm. Have fun.
They could easily have a prize wall for bigger events
Yeah.
like regionals and sector qualifiers.
Yeah.
That could definitely happen. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I'd imagine it will be more of the participation card for everyone. Maybe some other mats to squeeze in.
Because that's the other strange thing, is just one mat. Because even during the Destiny days, where like the national championship I won had like 77 players at it, because that game was not popular. But the top 8, we all got play mats.
Did you all get the same one?
Yeah, they weren't even stamped champion, first, second, or anything. We all got the same play mat. So it's just really weird how they've just gone really stingy and just gone.
It is cool that this one's stamped at least. Like, it's going to feel good to have that one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But where's the other 7 that just are playing?
Yeah, it's going to feel real bad, coming like 4th out of such a big, especially because now 2 of them are like 128 player events, right?
Yeah.
You come like 4th and you're like, I've got some packs.
Like in the States, they're going to make them cash, right? As well, from what I've seen.
Oh, have they?
Like some of the, I'm pretty certain I've seen. I may have just completely made it up because I was going through trying to read through lots of stuff on their Facebook pages. But I guess, particularly on the other side of the pond, there is a lot of frustration and anger about it because they are used to playing for money all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to get to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Jamie's like, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock and drive to Sheffield, which is 3 hours away. And then there might not even be one in the state you live in America, so you have to fly out. And you've already booked that all, and then you suddenly find out that you're playing for. I would say they're better than the Showdown prizes this season.
Oh yeah, legal authority in Vaskin.
But I'm not traveling outside the county for a Showdown or the county below us. Like I'm not going more than like an hour or 2 for a Showdown. So going, spending real money, like dropping a ton and then go to a Showdown, it doesn't feel good.
No, not the one.
I mean, traveling a little bit for the Mesas, like that was worth it because it was actually a worth card.
Promo,
yeah.
And they might be good in set 3.
True, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe
it's the only reason I've held on to mine. Because I'm probably going to put them in the Ahsoka starter deck for stuff. But
keeping it just for the flex. Got to have that champion mace in the binder at all times.
Yep.
Haha.
Yeah. Imagine not winning a Showdown every season.
It's embarrassing, isn't it, Danny? I feel bad for everyone else.
Yeah,
Could not be me either.
I wouldn't do it.
Where did you guys come at Manchester?
Sorry, what? What's this going about?
Yeah, where did you guys come at Manchester?
I did all
That
right.
doesn't matter, bro. Have you got a card from Manchester that says 12?
No, but I can actually look at my mail here. I could show you.
Oh yeah.
it was on Limitless, mate. So don't check
Limitless. Okay.
You can print that on a card and put champion on it. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll endorse it.
Oh, what's he pulling out? Wow.
Oh, there it is.
This guy's so washed. He's whipping out 2017.
2017. This guy's like 50.
Yeah. Well, that's it as well. Like, so
holding on to that one.
Also about the Nationals, we did get these.
Oh shit! I can see myself. Hello.
Yeah, we got these, which are like obviously like little card holders, so you can put your leaders in.
That's pretty cool.
Which were stamped
like
for Nationals and stuff.
See, I want that. I want tat. I want.
Yeah.
As we're flexing, I just need to dust all of my trophies for Underworlds. Like we got.
Well, why has everyone got trophies? I've just got.
Because we're good. Because we're good, Michael.
I've just got a hat.
Yeah, we've just got same man. We'll just get those.
A tape measure. That's what I've got near me.
Right by your desk. I wonder what that's used for.
I've got a snow globe from Norway. I'm panicking. I've got a Lego alien in a cage.
I also have an illegal squig.
Oh, squig.
That can kill a child.
I can kill a child.
I hope you need to safely dispose of that before James Workshop comes around your house and does it for you.
He might come and get me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Kofi never gets his hands on it because it might kill him. But yeah.
Anyway, after show and tell, we've truly ran out of content.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop it.
There is.
Oh,
there's one question. There's one question
Right.
that we need to ask the other two.
Yeah.
Oh
off
dear.
of the back of last week's podcast.
Mm.
Do either of you two Utes know who Mystic Meg is?
Who is that guy?
Guy?
To inconspicuously type. I know who Mystic Meg is. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know who that is. Yeah. I think her name's Margaret Ann Lake. I think.
Oh, right.
I remember off the top of my head.
What was that job,
she's-
mate? What did she do? What was she famous for?
I think she was like an astrologer or something.
No,
She had like a column.
Yeah,
I think it's called like Sun and Moon, maybe.
no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what we care about.
Oh,
Keep
shit.
scrolling.
She hosted Wheel of Destiny
no,
for
Right.
Sun Bingo.
no, she
What
used
do
to predict the lottery numbers before the lottery every
Oh.
week.
Isn't that done by an octopus now or something? Or is that the
Yeah, they're
is that
out-
the World,
outsourced.
is that World Cup?
Well, that was World
Uh,
Cup game.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the World Cup.
He had a good go. He had a good go at it. So no,
So what,
kids today don't know who
supposed
Mystic
to
Meg
are
are.
we supposed to predict something then? While we
No,
predict
no, she came up in
I think
conversation.
we could. That could be the Mystic
What?
Meg section.
Okay.
Mystic
The
Meg.
Athena top 8.
What do we think is what do we think is going to be the most represented deck? What do
Boba.
you think is going to win?
The only thing I'm going to say is I'm praying on Jamie's downfall.
He always is, and yeah, it doesn't work for him.
I think the most played deck will be Sabine.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be the Bean, followed
I
by
actually think-
Boba.
I actually think it might be
Yeah.
Hand Blue. I know a couple of people that's become their little.
Yeah, sure.
I think Hand Blue, then Boba. That'll be my prediction. Then Sabine.
I think it'll be very tight.
Boba.
I think it'll be very tight.
Yeah.
Because at our store, there's a handful of people that do play Boba, especially when it does come into the more try-hardy sort of scene. So Boba will probably be there. You'll have a couple of Sabines, I reckon. Don't really know how many people will be coming from outside the county, but I reckon it'll be shared between definitely Boba and then possibly Ray, like because Katie
Ray's
did
on
the
there.
There has
video.
been a few Rays as well, hasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of people.
And you got Ray Yellow as well knocking about.
Yeah.
Bigger
Is that
question.
even good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will we sell out like we did with the first one? Will we have 32 players?
No.
You don't think?
No.
It's
UKTC
not-
is the
yeah, it's not
same
good.
week.
Oh.
UKTC is the same week. And we have unfortunately seen lower numbers. Not like, oh my God,
Yeah.
the game's in disarray, but
No.
like
Oh, it
over
was
the
still a healthy
summer,
turnout.
Yeah. Like last
Yeah.
week we were down to
Um,
12.
Yeah.
That's still
Yeah.
But I
better
think
than
I
most
think
stores
some
get.
people come back for those, don't they? Like Adam and what's his name, Joe. They just come
Joe.
back for the showdowns and stuff. I think we'll get like a 20 odd-ish turnout.
Yeah.
But then some people
Yeah.
come from like Ipswich, don't they? Like
Yeah.
fill them out lot.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we sold out, but I don't think we have.
I mean, the
But if I
pre-release
got
was pretty large, wasn't it?
Pre-release is
I reckon,
huge. Yeah, they
yeah,
did
yeah,
really, really well.
but it's clashing with UKTC, right?
Mm.
So I think maybe some of the people Essex way may go
Go
to
down that way.
instead. There's obviously our friend from Southampton,
Yeah.
who don't know if he's going to be coming
Yeah.
up to Athena or whether he'll go play some cash games.
Yeah, drove
Because he
straight
went to
past the $2,000 offer at London.
Yeah,
Come all the way up
So-
to Little Norwich to play for some promos that don't look very nice.
Mm.
yeah. So
No, but these
yeah,
ones are going to be straight, right? The Athena ones are going to
Come
be
out
like
of it.
lovely.
Surely they put weights
They
on
are
it or
all like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, they feel less annoying when they've got champion written on them, so it's all right. Doesn't matter.
It does feel less annoying when
It
you've got a
does,
champion
yeah.
on this.
And hey, Michael's got the binder in the minute, so he can look at it. He can
Yeah.
look at it nicely.
10-1.
I bet he strokes the mace when I'm not there as well.
I
Just looks at the
stroke
binder
to
and
the
goes,
mace, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's for the OnlyFans, boys. Come on.
Oh,
Hell
sorry,
yeah.
sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
I forgot that I forget
Yeah, we're
that
filming
family
that
friendly.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I think we're done. I think for winner, it's going to be Boba Yellow because it's going to be me.
Good one. That's really funny.
Hell no.
Actually.
Yeah.
Hell no.
It's
Yeah.
so weird though. 'Cause it's going to be Boss Green, so I don't know how you think
Yeah.
that. Like,
Ooh.
don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Boba Red.
Yeah, of course it is, Stephen. And Michael, who do you reckon's gonna win?
Don't know. Don't really. I'll pull up with something, and then whatever I play will just be the winner.
All right, so we're saying either Sabine or Blue Ray. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for this over an hour episode. An hour and 10 minutes. We made it.
Jesus Christ.
pause.
Yeah, have fun with this one, Stephen. mate. Enjoy
Right,
that.
that's right.
And
I'm
we had a
just gonna
mute,
end-
and we had a pause. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
I'm
going
just
to
gonna
edit it
edit
down
out
to a tight 15.
Everything Jaimee said.
Fair enough. That'll do.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. That will shorten it quite a lot. I wasn't yapping, bro. I was yammering on.
well, before you Amazon even more.
Yeah.
Thank
no,
you
but if you guys
if you've
thought
made
about-
it this far. If you've made it this far, thank you. Remember, our motto here, made by me, is I'd rather be lucky than
This
good.
is the Alliance Dispatch. Over and out.